Welcome back. This is Rito here with another Terraria Calamity Let's Play episode. Last episode we defeated the Profaned Guardians, the Dragon Folly, and Cygnus. We were playing in death mode using only melee weapons, and I just made a huge mistake. First time I've ever done this where the entire video got corrupted. I just filmed the episode where I defeated Providence and the last two Sentinels. Crafted a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see. My computer ran out of storage space, and so I have like a 3 gigabyte hour-long film of the whole episode, and I think right before I finished, it capped out my entire C drive, and it just corrupted the video that it was filming, stopped the software, and so I lost all the footage of it. I don't really know the best way to proceed because, as you can see right here, I did just defeat Providence, Stormweaver, and Cygnus. I actually defeated Providence my first try, which is the first time I've literally ever done it. I'm going to go ahead and downgrade my gear back to what I used to have on. So I've got that, and what else did I need? The Elysian Aegis. I need to swap back to the shield. This one right here, the Asgard's Valor. It does save me time because the things that I crafted last episode, I can just keep, and I won't have to farm for Eula Bloom and all that stuff. So actually I need to go back to base and grab the summon. I put that away too. It was actually a simple fight though, because the Great Sword of Judgment is insanely powerful. And just to make sure my accessories and everything are good, we've got all pre-Providence accessories. Not all of my weapons are pre-Providence, but I think the only one I need is really the Great Sword of Judgment. I guess technically the community is slightly more powerful after defeating Providence, but I don't have any way of reversing that. So let's go ahead and start this up and see if I can do the same as I did the first time. I really hope I can defeat this first try. I have a really small C drive. It's 125 gigabytes and it's solid state. And the problem is my videos, when I film them, they take quite a bit of data. Like each video episode is like, I don't know, 5-10 gigabytes when it's raw. And then after I edit, it gets a lot smaller because I cut down a lot of material. And so basically what I have to do consistently is basically clear my C drive and move everything to my D drive, which is probably more information than y'all care to hear. But that's a terabyte, but it's not solid state. So I just put stuff on there to mainly just make room on my C to film. And I forgot to do it that one time. This series is kind of monumental. The amount of mistakes I've made. Like I had that whole episode, I think like episode 5 or 4 that got merged, which is part of the reason why we've made such fast progress in this series based off of like episode numbers. Did they like nerf this boss? Because I might beat it my first try again, and it's not like this is any type of really good fight right there. Yeah, I think I just beat it first try again. I really am curious if they've nerfed the boss, because that was all pre-Providence gear. And like I said, the only thing is a slight boost on the community, I think. But maybe it's just this Great Sword of Judgment demolishes that boss. Oh, I should add these to my vein miner so I can pick them all up. Okay, I feel much better. I was not like terribly devastated, but I wasn't like brushing it off, missing that episode. It hurt. It hurt pretty bad. So I'm glad we've got Providence defeated again, and now we can actually, let me just sell some of this stuff real quick. Just sell, ooh, what is this? Looks like a flamethrower. Sell all that. I guess we can keep the Aegis, and just pretend like I guess what I did before to find Bloom, and I actually had a discussion about this, and I'm curious. I should just look it up on the wiki, but I looked down here for Bloom initially, couldn't find any. Went through the jungle, and it wasn't until down here, and I found a lot of Bloom down there. I am actually curious now if Bloom spawns in the underworld, or near the underworld. I want to find like a nice opening and see if I can find it, or if it's just a jungle thing. For some reason, it's very hard for me to keep track of the different ore in Calamity. Like where it spawns, and when, and all that. It might need to be in mud, because so far I haven't seen any. Or maybe it needs dirt, not stone or something. But like I said, I was only finding it in the actual biome, like the jungle. And that might just be where it spawns. So I'm not seeing any over here. This was the weapon I was using. It maps out the world so well. This is probably a sword that I'll keep on my character even after I get better weapons, just because it's so helpful underground to see everything. It just lights everything up. Let's go back to base, and now I can just show you all the stuff I've crafted because I've got it all in my inventory already, and I've also already upgraded it all. It's all like legendary and stuff. So let's put on the armor set, and we can put away our solar armor and all of this other stuff. We can swap our Aegis back on. Now we can check out these weapons. They're pretty dang powerful, but not surprisingly powerful or anything. We've got, this is the upgrade to the Terra Blade. In fact, I can just show you the recipes because, oh, this one was tricky because we needed the Hellkite and the Flood Tide in addition to the Terra Edge. And the Flood Tide is this weapon that you get from sea remains and some of the hard mode materials there. And that's what it does. It's really good homing, good damage. I think it's like 10,000, 11,000 damage, 13,000 right there. And then we've got this blade, which is the upgrade to this Ulta sword, and it just requires Bloom, and it's pretty cool. It's very similar to the one that we used to use. It's got these homing projectiles. They kind of spin like a death sickle or like a frost scythe. And then we've got this Morning Star. It's the upgrade to the Solar Eruption, and it does some pretty good damage, and it's just super fun. And then we've got this. I think this is just from Bloom, and it can do really good. Like, this is the highest damage weapon I think I have if I'm in the right position. But getting that right position during a boss fight can be quite tricky. Oh, this is the Mirror Blade. Look at that. Pretty good damage. This one I got from the boss we're about to go fight. And then we've got the Seeking Scorcher. Pretty cool. I think it bounces between enemies. And the Stellar Contempt, that's one you've already seen. This is the drop from Providence. It shoots out these fireballs that go back in and do some cool damage. And then of course we've got the Blossom Pickaxe and the Grax. That's a fun upgrade to this Inferna Cutter that I've been slowly upgrading throughout the playthrough. And now we've got the, I think this is the final version of it. It's like the best axe in the game, I guess. And yeah, I think that's the main stuff. Oh, there's also the Yarm Insignia. And that was the combination of the Warrior Emblem and the Necklace of Vexation and the Badge of Bravery. This is a Feral Claw upgrade, and it does some decent stuff. Both of these are melee accessories, just giving lots of melee speed, melee damage, stuff like that. This one also grants some armor penetration, kind of like the Sharktooth Necklace. Ooh, that's fun to see that sword in action. The next thing is to go to the dungeon so we can defeat the Ceaseless Void. We got decently lucky with the way our dungeon spawned, and it wasn't too bad building an arena. I only had to fill in a few blocks and get a few unsafe walls to put in. So let's go ahead and start this boss. This one, I liked using Sword Explosion on. Yeah, let's put that, because this phase right here, with all of these orbs everywhere, does pretty well, just doing damage to everything. And that way we can move through this phase pretty quick. The thing I really like about Melee is how tanky I've been. Like, in Providence, unless they nerfed Providence, which it feels like they may have, it's like I don't take a lot of damage like I used to. At least in a Summoner, I felt like I took so much damage from all the different bosses. Maybe it's like a balancing thing now that there's Master Mode. They've made like Expert Mode, Death Mode a little bit easier or something. Definitely let me know if they've changed Providence to be easier or any of these post-Moon Lord bosses. Because it's been feeling a lot easier than my last playthrough. But I am very unskilled when it comes to Summoner. And Summoners just don't have a lot of defense and damage negation. Ooh, are we getting pretty close already? Oh my gosh, I'm taking so many hits, but they're not even doing like damage hardly. That's weird. Am I that tanky that I'm just like not even taking the hits hardly? So my computer that I have right now is one that I got in like 2018. And it's not the best computer, but it's done pretty well. Like I can play Elden Ring. Ooh, I got another mirror and the evolution. That's a good accessory. I basically just need to upgrade this computer at some point. And if I do, I'm going to definitely prioritize getting a better hard drive situation going on. Let's go ahead and fight the Stormweaver. I died probably like 5 times on this boss. When I filmed earlier, but I think I finally figured out a good method of defeating it. So what I like to do is kind of circle the tail. Kind of getting messed up here. We're too near that planetoid. So I kind of shoot where I think the tail might be. I'm probably not going to get it this attempt. It's a little sloppy. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, now we've moved to the next phase. And go ahead and use some rage and just blast this boss. This is what got me to defeat it pretty easily. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, that is really the game changer, the Stellar Contempt on a Wyrm boss, and the way the Tyrant's Ultisword homes in is really good. It's just like if you can spin around, these just like latch onto the tail and do lots of damage. Oh, and the thing I got last episode that was so cool, well, I guess this episode, I got it last time I defeated it, was this little ghost thing. What is it called? I think it's called Little Lite or something? Yeah, Little Lite. It's just like in Destiny, the thing that talks to you and guides you, and you use it to interact with the world and summon your speeder and all that stuff. So it's nice that they have it in this game, just like the Galahorn. But I think that's a pretty good place to end this episode. We've got all these cool things. Oh yeah, the mirror blade, that's a drop from the last boss, and it says that it increases the damage based on the contact damage an enemy does, and it, like, when you hit the enemy it triggers. And so I think, like, with those it probably doesn't matter, but with something like the Devourer of God, I wonder if, or the Poltergeist, I wonder if this weapon could be really powerful, because those would do lots of contact damage. And so we'll just have to see. Next episode we'll be fighting the Poltergeist for sure. Definitely let me know if there are any, like, good loadouts that you'd recommend, especially for bosses like Yaren and the Exomex, because it is crazy how much loadouts change everything. Like, I was not even getting to the, you know, very far in that last Stormweaver boss fight until I started using the Stellar Contempt. I couldn't do enough damage. And yeah, so it's just different things like that. Very helpful. When you get the right loadout, these boss fights suddenly become a lot more feasible, which is really fun. It's like a learning curve in addition to a skill curve, which I really like about Calamity. It really reminds me of games like MMOs and stuff that are really intensive with loadouts and getting all of your gear just perfectly set so that you can fight really challenging bosses. And I find that as a very enjoyable part. It's part of the reason why Calamity is my favorite mod, is just because of the way there's just so much gear, so many weapons at every tier. Definitely love it, and every time they update it, they seem to add yet another set of weapons and all sorts of cool stuff, so it seems to always stay fresh. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to like and subscribe. Sorry about the mix-up with the filming and having to go backwards on the playthrough a little bit, but I will definitely be checking my computer's hard drive more so we don't have that glitch again. And if you like more Calamity stuff, I've got lots more Calamity playthroughs with every other class, as well as some other modded playthroughs to check out on my channel. So if you're enjoying this, you'll probably enjoy those as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.